You're listening to Āścarya.
Shankara was an avatar of Shiva whose purpose was to re-establish knowledge of Vedanta. In order to help him with this, many incidents of his life were orchestrated by various divine beings like a celestial Rama. Among these are the famous debates undertaken by Shankara. Kanchi Periyava tells us about some of them. After Shankara took sannyasa, his guru Govinda Bhagavad Pada sent him to Kashi to write a commentary on the Brahma Sutra. This was on the secret instruction of Veda Vyasa, who, if you remember the first episode, was the father of his guru's guru. Vyasa wanted to give Shankara an avenue to not only publicize his commentary, but also ensure it would stand the test of future scrutiny. He therefore intercepted Shankara in Kashi, disguised as an old Brahmin, and began to argue with him. A fierce debate ensued. Vyasa brought up all sorts of objections to Shankara's commentary, which were all deftly answered. The intensity of the debate caused the crowd gathered to become afraid. A disciple of Shankara, Padmapada, realized that the old Brahmin was none other than Vyasa. Wanting to end the contentious atmosphere, he silently prayed, "If Shankara's words are true, old Brahmin, please assume your true form." Instantly, the disguise was shed and the Brahmin appeared as Vyasa. After receiving Vyasa's blessings, Shankara said, "As you know, I only had 16 years to live, which are now over. With this commentary, I have completed my main purpose of life." Vyasa replied, "You must travel and spread the Vedantic truth further," and doubled his lifespan, extending it to 32 years. Thus began Shankara's Digvijaya, his tour of victory through which Advaitic knowledge was regained in India. Once, when Shankara was going to bathe in the Ganga, a Chandala, in fact Shiva again in disguise, came in his way. The Chandalas were considered untouchables. "Please move away," said Shankara. "You are asking something to move," replied the Chandala. "What should move away and from what? Should this body which is made from food get away from that body which is also made from food? Or are you trying to separate soul from soul when you teach in your Vedanta that the soul is one and inseparable?" Shankara responded in 5 verses, which are today known as Manisha Panchakam. Through these he says, for one who has realized the supreme knowledge, there is no question of being a Chandala or Brahmin. Such a person can only be saluted as a guru. Thus, acknowledging the attainment of the Chandala, Shankara saluted him and then continued on his way. He reached Prayaga where Kumarila Bhatta, the famous Mimamsa guru, lived. Mimamsans believed the following: if we practice the Vedic rituals, we will get the fruit automatically. There is no need to concern ourselves with questions of God or devotion. Actions yield their own results. When Shankara found Kumarila Bhatta, he was lying on his deathbed. After hearing and accepting Shankara's Vedanta philosophy, he said, "Why don't you debate Mandana Mishra, my disciple and a fanatic of rituals? If he accepts your view of Vedanta over rituals, the world will surely get converted." Periva mentions that Kumarila Bhatta was in fact Subramanya incarnated to help his father Shiva in his mission. Shankara travelled to meet Mandana Mishra and his wife Sarasavani, both renowned scholars. Even the parrots in their home were known to discuss Shastra. Periyava says they were incarnations of Brahma and Saraswati. Finding the gates to Mandana Mishra's house locked, Shankara climbed a nearby palm tree and used a mantra to bend it into the courtyard of the house. Once inside, he challenged Mandana Mishra to a debate. The stakes were as follows. The loser would accept the winner as their guru and adopt his lifestyle. Sarasavani was the referee. She put a garland around both Mandana and Shankara and declared that he whose garland withered first would be the loser. After 21 days of intense debating, Mandana's garland started to wither. Shankara was declared the winner and Mandana took up sannyas and became his disciple. From this point on, Shankara's fame only grew as he continued with his travels. Next episode, we will hear more about his disciples, including what happens next to Mandana Mishra and his wife. This is Sukanya signing off. Don't forget to like, comment, and share.